Picture this. It's March 27, 2022. Tens of thousands of people have packed into Islamabad's parade ground. The energy is electric. And Pakistan's Prime Minister, a man who won a Cricket World Cup, built a world-class cancer hospital from scratch, and spent decades trying to get into this job, walks to the mic. And he holds up a piece of paper. He doesn't read it. He doesn't explain it. He just waves it in the air and says, "This letter is proof. There is a foreign conspiracy to remove my government." The crowd goes wild. That piece of paper, that single classified diplomatic document, would eventually put him in prison, spark one of the most debated legal cases in Pakistani history, and resurface 3 years later with new explosive revelations that are making headlines right now. This is the story of the cipher. Chapter 1. The document. Let's start with the basics. What is a cipher? In diplomatic terms, a cipher is simply a classified cable, a secure, encrypted message sent between a country's embassy abroad and its government back home. Think of it as a very sensitive government WhatsApp message, not for public eyes. The cipher at the center of this entire saga, officially designated Cable I-0678, was sent on March 7, 2022 by Pakistan's then ambassador to the United States, Asad Majid Khan, to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Islamabad. It documented a luncheon meeting between Pakistani diplomats and two senior American officials, Donald Lu, the U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asian Affairs, and his deputy. What happened at that lunch is what everything else hinges on. Chapter 2. The lunch that changed everything. February 2022. Russia invades Ukraine. The whole Western world is in uproar. Where is Pakistan's Prime Minister that day? He's in Moscow, meeting Putin. Now, to be clear, that visit had been planned for months. But the optics were catastrophic, and Washington noticed. A few weeks later, on March 7th, that lunch meeting happens in Washington. And according to Pakistan's ambassador's notes, which became the cipher, the American official Donald Lu is direct. He raises Pakistan's aggressively neutral stance on Ukraine. He mentions the Prime Minister's Moscow visit specifically. And then, according to the document, he reportedly says something that would become the most quoted line in Pakistani political history. If the no-confidence vote against the Prime Minister succeeds, all will be forgiven in Washington. And the implication is clear. If it doesn't succeed, things will be difficult. The cable lands in Islamabad on the same day. Within weeks, the no-confidence motion passes. On April 10, 2022, Imran Khan is removed as Prime Minister and Shehbaz Sharif takes over. Chapter 3. The rally, the narrative, the outrage. Now here's where it gets politically explosive. Imran Khan doesn't go quietly, he goes big. At that March 27th rally, days before the no-confidence vote, he waves the document and builds his entire political narrative around it. He calls it proof of a foreign conspiracy. He names the United States. He asks publicly, by engineering the removal of a democratically elected prime minister, do you think you've reduced or increased anti-American sentiment in Pakistan? His supporters are electrified. His opponents call it theater. The US categorically denies everything. Washington says the allegations are false, have always been false, and remain false. Pakistan's own National Security Committee, which includes the military leadership, reviews the cipher. Their official statement says the language used was undiplomatic and amounted to interference, but stops short of calling it a conspiracy. Now you have the NSC saying the language was out of line, and the US saying nothing happened. And Imran Khan saying this is the proof, and then the cipher goes missing. Chapter 4. The missing document and the audio leaks. Now here's where the plot thickens. The original cipher physically disappeared from the Prime Minister's office. This is already a problem. But then, in 2022 September, a series of audio recordings leak online. Private conversations allegedly from within the PM's office. and one of them features what sounds like Imran Khan discussing the cipher with his aides and saying something along the lines of, "Let's use this, let's play with it. We don't need to name the country yet." His opponents immediately seize on this. They argue the cipher wasn't evidence of a conspiracy, it was a political tool that was being strategically deployed. PTI pushes back. They argue the audio proves nothing and that every prime minister discusses how to handle sensitive information politically. The country splits entirely on what to believe. Chapter 5. The Legal Case. Fast forward to 2023, Imran Khan is already in legal trouble on multiple fronts. In August 2023, he is convicted in what is known as the Tosha Khana case, involving state gifts and sent to prison. While he is in prison, the FIA, Pakistan's Federal Investigation Agency, files a case against him and his close ally, former Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi, under the Official Secrets Act of 1923, a colonial-era law designed to protect state secrets. The charge? That they improperly communicated the contents of classified information, the cipher, to unauthorized persons, meaning the public. The trial is fast, controversially fast, critics say. It takes place largely within the Adiala jail. Defense lawyers raise objections after objection. The in-camera proceedings, the pace, the access. Some proceedings are ruled invalid by courts, restarted and run again. On January 30th, 2024, a special court sentences both Imran Khan and Shah Mahmood Qureshi to 10 years in prison in the cipher case. The verdict is announced less than 2 weeks before Pakistan's general elections. The reaction is enormous. PTI calls it politically motivated justice. Legal observers globally flag concerns about the speed and circumstances of the trial. And then, within months, the tide turns in court. On June 3, 2024, the Islamabad High Court acquits both men in the cipher case. The conviction is overturned and they are cleared. But Imran Khan remains in jail on other charges. In other cases, across more than 150 legal proceedings filed against him, he continues to contest from behind bars. He has not been freed since August 2023. Chapter 6. The 2026 Bombshell. Now here's the part that's happening right now and why the story is back in everyone's feeds. In May, an American investigative outlet called Dropsite News publishes what it claims is the full, unredacted text of cable IO678. The actual cipher. For the first time, the complete document, classified, stamped, secret, no circulation. And the line that's caused the most renewed uproar, it's right there in the text, reportedly attributed to Donald Lu. I think if the no confidence vote against the Prime Minister succeeds, all will be forgiven in Washington. It has been talked about for years. Now it's reportedly sitting in a published document with the date, the names, and the context. The political impact of this is significant. PTI supporters say, "See, we told you." Others argue that even if the language in the document is real, diplomatic pressure is not the same as a foreign conspiracy. These kinds of conversations happen between governments all the time, and Pakistan ultimately made its own choices. The debate is unresolved. It may never fully be resolved. But the cipher is back at the center of the conversation. So, where does this leave us? Here's what we know for certain. A diplomatic cable was sent. It documented a conversation in which a US official used language Pakistan's own National Security Committee found inappropriate. A prime minister was removed, and the man who made that document central to his political identity has been in jail for nearly 2 years. Here's what remains genuinely contested. Whether the cipher proves a conspiracy, whether Khan's use of it was sincere or strategic, whether the subsequent legal case was justice or politics by another name, and whether the leak changes anything or just confirms what different sides already believed. What's undeniable is that this single document, this diplomatic lunch note from a Washington afternoon in March 2022, reshaped Pakistani politics in ways that are still unfolding. And if there's one thing Pakistanis know better than anyone, is that the most complicated stories never end. They just get a new chapter.